Walk up to any group of people and ask, do you like money? I guarantee you have their attention. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Open.
How did you do that?
That's awesome, man. That was crazy.
On this DVD, you're going to learn 4 powerful showpieces that I perform almost every day. 5-in-1 transpo. This is one of my favorite effects with money. It's strong, it's easy to do, and the magic happens right in the spectator's hand. I want you to hold on to the 1, don't let me get the 1, okay? I've got the 5. I'm going to put the 5 back in your hand without even touching your hand, without even touching your glove, and the helmet cam is going to get every second. Watch. Just a wave like that. Look, now I've got the 1.
What? How did that happen?
Did I touch your hand at all?
No. That was good!
Open your hand, check it out.
No.
Open it up, check it out. $2 window. This is one of the most visually stunning effects on earth. You take 2 $1 bills, you squeeze them together to make one $2 bill.
Oh my God. No way.
I love the look on people's faces when they see this one.
That's incredible.
It's only for 6 seconds. Look, see the 2? If I blow on it, it goes away, and now it's 2 1s.
What do you mean?
Cornered by Joshua J. This is a brand new concept in money magic. Borrow a spectator's bill, make it vanish, and reappear anywhere you want. Josh is going to teach you everything you need to know to put this masterpiece in your act. Alpha Cash. I've always loved the classic, but I had to take it to the next level. It's clean, direct, bold, and this new handling makes people go nuts.
5.
How much money do I have?
5.
Oh, you are hypnotized. Did you see that?
I see
You didn't
it.
even see it. You were so hypnotized right now. You did not even see that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, here, take it, take it. But we couldn't stop there. We had so much fun creating this DVD that we threw in 11 bonus items. These aren't just throwaway tricks that you'll forget about. These are reputation makers that you'll want to perform all the time. I love borrowing someone's dollar bill, ripping it apart, and then restoring it right in front of their face. Watch this.
Definitely just 1 bill. All right.
Whoa! There are so many fun things you can do with money. People are walking around every day with your props in their wallets and purses.
You do that.
Creating this DVD was such a great experience because I love the material and I know you're going to have success with it. I'm Jay Noblezada, and this is Money. Hi, I'm Jay Noblezada, and this is Money. Thanks for picking up this DVD. We're going to have a lot of fun learning some powerful money magic. Now the cool thing is that these routines are easy to do, so you're going to learn them in no time, and they fit in your wallet. Everything fits in your wallet, so you can carry it around everywhere you go. You can do this in a social situation. You can even do it at your next paid gig on stage for a bunch of people. So enjoy the performances, and then I'll meet you here in the studio where I'm going to teach you how everything works. Have fun, and I'll see you in a little bit. And you're going to do what I do, okay? Just follow me. Fold it in half.
Fold it in half.
Fold it in half again.
Fold it in half again.
Fold it one more time.
Yes.
Perfect. Open your hand. Just like that. Roll up your sleeves because you are going to do magic right now, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to put the $6 in your hand. I want you to concentrate on one of the bills, okay? Either the 1 or the 5. Don't tell me what it is.
Okay.
Okay? So how much money do you have in your hand?
$6.
A 5 and a...
1.
Okay. I want you to think of one of the bills. Don't tell me what it is. Just think about it.
Okay.
I'm going to pull the one out that you're thinking of, okay? Ready? Okay, look at me. I got it. I got it. One of the bills. I'm going to go with the 5.
Yeah.
That was the one you were thinking of?
Yeah.
Nice. You know how this works? Girls always pick the 5.
What? Because we want money.
Exactly. Gold diggers. All right. Keep the 1 in your hand. Don't let me get it. I'm going to put the 5 back in your hand without you even feeling it.
Okay.
Okay? Squeeze the 1 real tight. Check it out. 1. 2, squeeze real tight. 3, did you feel that?
No.
Did you feel it? Look, now I've got the 1.
Oh my god.
Did I touch your hand at all?
No.
Check it out, open it.
Oh my god. Dude, that's freaky.
I'm gonna put the 5 back in your hand without you even feeling it.
Well, how are you going to do that if I'm squeezing it really tight?
Exactly, that's the magic. Don't let me touch your hand at all, okay? I'm just gonna wave the 5 just like this. Look, do you see that?
Yeah?
Now I've got the 1. Did I ever touch your hand?
No.
Did I ever touch your hand? Open it up.
Oh my god, how did you do that? He never touched your hand and you saw him break the 5 out of it.
Just like that. Now I've got the 1.
Oh my.
Oh my god.
Did I touch your hand at all? Did I touch your hand at all? Open it up and check it out.
That's fine.
Watch the 5. Did you feel me touch your hand at all? No. Look, now I've got the 1.
He's good, dude.
Look, now I've got the 1.
What?
Did I touch your hand at all?
Not at all.
Open your hand, check it out.
Then 100.
How much do you have?
$5.
How much do I have?
You have $1.
Okay. Fold it again. And fold it one more time so the numbers are on the outside. Perfect. Open up your hand just like that. I'm going to put the $6 in your hand. This is what I want you to do. I want you to think of one of the bills, either the 1 or the 5. Don't tell me what it is. Don't say it out loud. Just think of it. Don't say it out loud. Just think of it, either the 1 or the 5. You got one? What was your name again?
Ashley.
Ashley, perfect. So when I asked your name, I was actually able to dive in your head and figure out exactly which one you were thinking of. I got the 5.
Yeah.
Exactly. I want you to hold on to the 1. Don't let me get the 1, okay? I've got the 5. I'm going to put the 5 back in your hand without even touching your hand, without even touching your glove, and the helmet cam is going to get every second. Watch. Just a wave like that. Look, now I've got the 1.
What? How did that happen?
Did I touch your hand at all?
That
5? You were thinking of the 1? Shoot, squeeze the 1 real tight. Don't let me get it. I've got the 5. This is the cool thing. Watch. If I just take that and wave, the 5 jumps back into your hand. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Make sure the helmet cam can get this. Look, now I've got the 1.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, no.
Did I touch your hand at all?
No.
Open your hand. Check it out.
No.
I got the 5. Were you thinking of the 5? Nice. You guys know how this works? Girls always pick the higher bill. Now this is a cool thing. Squeeze the 1. I'm going to put the 5 back in your hand without me touching your hand.
Okay.
Don't let me touch you, okay? I've got the 5. Make sure I don't use my sleeves or anything, okay? Here we go. You feel that at all? They never feel it. They never feel it. Look, now I've got the 1. Did I touch your hand at all? Open it up. Check it out. Open it up so they can see.
Can't be shaking.
Here's the 5-in-1 transpo. First, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to get. I have 2 $5 bills and a $1 bill. Get yourself a pair of scissors, rubber cement. You can find this in any grocery store in the arts and crafts section or places like Walmart or Target. Or if you have double stick sided tape, go for it. This works too. Either one will do just fine. The first thing I'm going to do is take each bill and fold it in half. Fold it in half again, and then fold that in half. You'll know you did it right because on the $1 bill, the 1 index is on the outside, and you've got the eagle on the outside too. Do the same thing with each 5 and make sure that those folds are nice and creased, nice and tight. Everything should be nice and straight. That's important too. Now one of these 5s you're going to perform with, the other you're going to cut up in just a second. Make sure the 5 is on the outside. Now I'm going to take my $5 bill, and there's 2 sides when you fold this like this. I'm going to take the dark 5 side. See, that's the light side. That is the dark side. So I'm going to take the dark side. So open that up, make sure your creases are in there, and you're going to cut this portion of the bill out. So open that all the way up. And just to be safe, cut outside the fold first. Now if you're more comfortable taking a Xerox copy of it, because you don't want to cut up real money, by all means. But you can do this with real bills and it looks a lot better. Okay? Now this corner of the 5 is going to go on the back lower right corner of the 1. It's going to go right here. But it needs to align up perfectly with the bottom right corner. So go ahead and get your rubber cement, open it up, and you don't want to put too much, okay, because this stuff does get everywhere, so just open it up. If it's brand new, you'll already have a lot of glue on the edge, so just get some of that off. Okay, not too much. And you just want a nice light film over that part of the 5. So the part that the rubber cement is going on says, "This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private, do not destroy." Now here's a little tip. If you are working with rubber cement, you got to make sure that it's on both surfaces, the 5 and the 1, in order for it to stick together. If not, it'll slide around and come apart in your wallet when you're carrying it around. Put it all over that. And that is the back of the 5 going on the back of the 1. Okay. Align the corners. Make sure they're nice and straight. And any glue that comes off or comes out will dry, and then you can just peel that off later. And the reason I like rubber cement is you can always take this apart if you want to spend that 1 if you're in a pinch. But the 5 can also be brought to the bank and you can deposit this in your account because this is still okay. So you haven't spent a $5 bill. Use a 5, or if you're going to use any bill, the higher denomination should always be the one that's cut. And that goes on the lower bill. So that's it right there. 5 on the 1. Now this isn't quite done because what I'm going to do is fold up the 1 along its original folds, but don't fold the 5 over just yet. Leave it hanging over the edge. And that rubber cement isn't quite dry yet, but I'm going to keep them together. Take your scissors and cut these edges off of the 5. Being careful, very careful, not to cut the 1. Okay? Get that lined up. And cut right along the edge of the 1. on both ends. Now don't cut at an angle this way, because you don't want the 1 to show from the other side. You want the 5 to look like a folded up 5 from that side. You want those edges to be nice and straight. Okay, go ahead and open your bill. And if any edges start to come off a little bit, you can touch that up with a little toothpick, and by taking a toothpick and dipping it in the rubber cement, you can get the rubber cement in on the edges and make sure it's completely dry and that that edge doesn't move around. If it does start to come apart, like on the edges, like this, simply take a little bit of glue on your finger and just put it on both sides. And because it's rubber cement, it'll kind of gel its way in between those two surfaces. You can blow on it and let it dry. And that's how to make the gimmick. Now that the gimmick is created, go ahead and take everything, put it in your wallet. So I'm going to take the gimmick, that's the 1, put it on top of the 5. Make sure the faces are up and fold everything over and follow the folds that you previously did. Okay? You can fold it up all the way and put it inside your wallet, or just leave it like this. I like to leave it just folded in 4ths, because when I take it out, I'm going to grab this corner and open it up. So take that, put everything in the wallet, and you're ready to perform. If you have more of a traditional wallet, you can actually just put it in the pockets that are there, but I'm going to put it in my magic wallet. There it is. So you can put this in your pocket, walk around all night, and you'll always have this great trick ready to go. So whenever I perform, I always ask if they like money. That's a great way to open this one up. Hey, do you like money? And you have your wallet out. They think you're going to give them money, so they always say, yeah, sure. And it opens you up to perform, and that's when I pull out the 5 and 1 transpo gimmick together. And remember, your gimmick is here where the numbers are, facing up. So always take it out, put your hand on the fold and open it, and keep your hand here, because you don't want to accidentally lift up just one flap, because then they'll see the gimmick. Make sure you grab the whole lot and pull everything out. Now, from the audience's perspective, they're just seeing money. So roll back the first layer, which is a 5, and then do that with the 1. The reason you're handling it like this is because you're ensuring that you don't flash that gimmick part. So you can do that. You can turn it around if you want to, and kind of handle the bills freely, always making sure that the $5 bill is covering that part of the 1. You can turn it over like that if you want to show them what you got. So just take this out, hand them the 5, okay? I tell them, I want you to do what I do. I want you to fold yours in half, fold it in half again, and then one more time so you can see how much you've got. Now the reason I say that is because I want them to follow my directions. I'm getting them into a pattern of doing what I do. It's kind of like do as I do, card trick, but with money. So they'll follow the previous folds, and if they don't, you can correct them, but it's very easy. But I'm setting this up so they follow me, and I want them to get in a rhythm of doing what I say. I tell them to hold out their hand, and they're already holding that 5, okay? So I say hold out your empty hand, they'll hold out their empty hand, and I put the bill, the $1 bill, with the gimmick side facing down onto their palm. The $5 bill I take from their other hand, and I put it in their hand, but I line it up so it's perfect with that 1. The dark side of the 5 will go down. Okay? Take their fingers, close them up. Their thumb holds the fingers down, and then I have them turn their hand over. Now remember, inside their hand, the gimmick is closest to their hand. Always remember, closest to their palm, okay? Just remember closest to the palm, because that's the one you're about to take out in a second. So when their hands are over, holding both bills, I cleanly show my hands empty like this. And this is a great moment for you to do mentalism. You can do a cold reading here or just try to read their mind and play with them. And I always ask, I want you to think of one of the two bills. You can think of the 5 or think of the 1, but don't tell me which one you're thinking of, okay? Concentrate, think of that one. Do you have that one in mind? Now I'm doing kind of a pseudo force where they think I'm trying to force them because they might be able to figure this out, but I say 1 a lot. I want you to think of one of the two bills, either the 1 or the 5. In a moment I'm going to pull one out. Just think of that one. Don't tell me which one you're thinking of. It's kind of fun, and it gets you playing this whole mind reading role. So when I reach in to grab one of the bills, I'm going to reach over into their closed fist and take the bill out that's closest to the surface of the palm, the one that's touching their palm, not the one that's closer to the fingers. So it's the highest one up, closest to their palm, so you can see. That's the gimmick right there. So when I reach in to take that one, it's going to look like a $5 bill. So I reach over, I pull that out. I use the first finger to push, to make sure I don't take both, to push that one over. So I'm just taking the one that's on top, and the fingers leave this other bill inside their hand. And you might have to tell your spectator that I'm just going to take one. I'm going to just take one, hold on to the other one, don't let me get it. At that point, they'll squeeze around what they think is the $1 bill. You've got the gimmick bill. This looks like a 5, but it's really the 1. Hold it just like that, and I say to the spectator, were you thinking of the 5? And normally they say yes. 90% of the time, they will think of the 5 because of the wording. They'll think you're trying to force them to pick the 1, but they'll think of the 5. If you're doing this for someone who loves money, they'll normally go for the 5, and you can get a great joke in there. So pull out the 5. If you don't get it right, you go, that's okay. Hold on to the 1, don't let me get it. You were thinking of the 1, weren't you? And they'll say yes. No matter what they were thinking of, this is where the magic happens. So you could get a free mind reading trick out of it. If not, it's okay. This is where the magic happens. Take the 5, say squeeze the 1, don't let me get it, and then wave the 5 back and forth like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out, and while my arm goes out a little bit further, I'm just going to flip the bill around. And it's a nice color change. You go back and forth. You go 1, 2, 3. Did you feel that? And as you slow it down, they'll start to see that you have the 1. You say, I have the 1, open it up, keep the gimmick always toward the ground. I've got the 1. I turn it over, and I always squeeze that one side where I know the gimmick is, and hold it toward them. I've got the 1. Did you ever open your fist? They'll say no. They'll open their hand, turn it over, open it up, and they'll see that they have the 5. This is a great moment, and it looks like the bill either changed in their hand, or you had superpowers and you were so fast you could get in there and switch them real quick. When you're doing the 5-in-1 transpo, there's that beautiful moment where the 5 changes to the 1. There are different color changes you can do for this, and I'm going to teach you some great ones right now. A nice variation is this one here. You have them hold out your hand, and of course you do have the gimmick here with the gimmick 5 and the real $1 bill. Have another spectator or the same spectator hold out their hand, and you're going to want to hold the bill right near the 5, like this, with the thumb on top and the fingers on the bottom. And what you're going to do is just take it, put your finger right on top of it, and it changes instantly right when it hits their palm. Now this is nice for several reasons. One, the change happens right in the air, so it looks like you haven't done anything fishy. You've just thrown the bill into their hand, and it changes right when you touch it. And the other cool thing about this is when you do the change from the 5 to the 1, you are pressing the 1 against their palm. So there's no way they can manipulate that bill or turn it over because you're pressing right on it. Now your thumb can come right under and pick it up. Let me show you how the change works. You hold the bill just like this, and you're just going to toss it lightly into their hand. But instead of tossing it straight, let the first finger carry the weight of the bill. It'll naturally turn over in the air. Your right hand will turn over, and you'll press the bill onto their palm. So the flip happens in the air, like that. At the same time, turn your hand palm down and press on the bill. When you get familiar with the bill, you'll be able to know exactly which way to open it without revealing the 5. When you're pressing down on the bill, remember that the 5 is near their palm. Immediately pick it up and never turn the bill over, just open up folds. And that's variation number 1. Variation number 2 is a little bit easier to do, but you're in that same position with the gimmick facing up. And what you're going to do is take the bill, and instead of waving it on top and using these fingers, simply wave it under, and you're going to turn the bill over under their hand. So instead of changing it right here in front of them, you are going to use the fingers, but you're going to change it under their hand. So they're holding their hand out like this. You simply go 1, 2, 3. And the movement under their hand gives a nice cover for that flip. So it changes from a 5 to a 1 right under their hand. And that's the second variation. A third variation that you can do is very cool. All you have to do is have the spectator open up their other hand, or you can use another spectator that's nearby, and when you pull out that gimmick with the 5 facing up, ask them to hold out their hand and place the 5 onto their fingers. You're going to have them close their hand. What naturally happens is the bill turns over inside their hand, and when they open their hand again, the 1 will be showing. And it's very, very easy. Just have them close their hand. Don't have them turn it over. But it's better for them to just close it. You can snap your fingers, and when they open it up, they will not flip over the bill again. It will stay on their palm, and now the 1 will be showing. So it's a nice color change in their hand. You can do this in your hand if you want to. If you want to control the bill. I like to keep the bill in my hand to keep it in control, but now you have some variations to choose from, and pick the one that fits your style the most. So that's the 5-in-1 transpo. Very fun trick to do. Packs flat, and you can carry it around everywhere you go. This is great. You can do it in a live show with a lot of people. You can bring people up on stage, or you can do it in a restaurant, at the bar, or pretty much anywhere. This is one of my favorite tricks to do, the 5-in-1 transpo. Have fun with it. How much money do we have together?
Between the two of us, $2.
2. Okay, do what I do, okay? Just turn it around like that and show the back so you know it's real money.
That's legit. Expendable to me.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put these together. I'm gonna create the illusion that these 2 $1 bills is 1.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna try to trick you. So watch very carefully, okay?
Okay.
Does it look like 1 bill?
Sure.
I'm just gonna squeeze them real tight, because if I do that, you should be able to.
Oh my God.
You should be able to.
No way.
Does it look like a real, like they're just 1? It's just an illusion though. See, if I take the 2 and I just blow, it'll actually split back into
That
2.
is amazing. That is fantastic.
You like that?
That is so cool. Wow. That's incredible. That blew my mind. Wow.
What's up with the street cam, baby?
I'm gonna make these $2 look like 1. You ready? Does it look like 1?
Like $2 bill.
That's 1.
You do that. Look like a $2 bill.
Looks like a $2 bill, right?
$2 bill.
You never been hypnotized before?
I ain't trying to be
It looks like a 2, right? Watch. You're not hypnotized anymore. Look.
like $1.
You do that.
I like that. Hey.
Hey, hold on, do it again.
Watch. I'm gonna make it look like 1. Ready? Does it look like one? Just open it up so you can see it. Looks like one, right? No, it's an illusion. If I take the 2 and I blow, it'll split right into 2, 1. Does it look like one?
What the freak?
Does it look like one?
I mean, it's a $2 bill.
Can I touch it?
No, let him.
Can I touch it?
I just met you guys. What?
Can I touch
No, I told you it was only for 6 seconds. Look, see the 2? If I blow on it, it goes away. And now it's 2, 1s.
What do you mean? That's called magic. What do you mean?
This is one of my personal favorites. It's called the $2 window. An awesome trick. I've been doing it for years and it just looks so good. Spectators love it. All you need is 2 $1 bills and a $2 bill. You can get this at your local bank. Go ahead and go in there and ask them for $2 bills, and they're very easy to find at any bank. So get yourself one of those. These are really, really cool. And rubber cement. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna take the $2 bill and you're gonna fold it as such. Hold the 2 with the president away from you. Who is that, Jefferson? That's Jefferson. Hold him away from you. You're gonna fold the left part of the bill away from you and go ahead and make that fold nice and straight. Very, very important that it's straight. Crease that. And then one more time. Nice and straight. And go ahead and put a little dog ear right on this corner here where the 2 is in the back. Right there. Just make a little fold. Just reference that part because you're going to need to remember where that is later. Okay? Now fold the top part away from you and down. Okay? Crease that so you're in 8ths. And all you have to remember is over, over, down. That's the key to remember with the folding on this whole trick. So remember, over, over, down. Okay? I'm going to grab one of these $1 bills and do the same thing with the president away from me. And I'm going to go over, over, down. Okay? Get another one of those and go over, over, down. Okay, so you've got the 1s folded up and the 2 folded up. So this is what you're going to do. Remember that dog-eared part on the 2? Go ahead and take the 1 and the same part of that 1, the back, on the bottom, go ahead and dog-ear that because that's the part you're going to need to remember. This 1 is going to be glued to this 2. But it's very important that it's glued a certain way. So, to do this properly, just so you can see here, remember the dog-eared part here, the back of the 2, flip that over, and that's going to go right there. Okay? So go ahead and open up the 1. This is on the back. Get yourself some rubber cement and apply it to that section, just that 8th. Don't go past it. Since it is rubber cement, you can take your finger and just smooth it out over that surface. And then that dog-eared portion of that 2, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put some rubber cement on there as well. Get a nice thin layer. You don't want too much. Okay? And then what's going to happen is this 2 is going to be glued right there. And you'll know you did it right because when you open up this 2, it'll look like this. Okay? This is what you should be looking at. The pyramids and the eagle are in the back, and the president of the 2 should be facing you, and we're glued right there. So make sure this is lined up along the edge right here. nice and neat. And then when you fold this two over, like this edge should be lined up perfectly. So you don't want to go off of that. You want to make sure that's nice and straight. And you want to let that dry. When you're done, your gimmick will be nice and dry like this one. And this will last you pretty much forever as long as you don't lose it. The cool thing about using rubber cement is that if you want to spend these bills in the future, you can just pull the bills apart and you can spend these bills. The rubber cement won't ruin them at all. So this is the setup here. Go ahead and take the other bill that you didn't glue and match it up with the one that's glued to the gimmick. Put it right in front right there. Fold that over. Remember, over, over, down. Over, over, down. And then fold the two up. Over, over, down. The same folds that you did before. So you'll know you've got a nice gimmick when it looks like this. And make sure those folds are straight. It'll look like that. Okay? Your two's going this way, your one's going that way. And that is your $2 bill gimmick. When you open up just the ones and you keep the twos folded, it looks like this. Okay? And your two is folded up right behind that one. Okay. Now check out the handling on this trick. This is what you're going to do. You're going to take these two bills, fold them over and over one more time. And remember, the two is always in the back right there. This can go in your wallet, and when you're ready to perform, you take everything out and you handle it like this. Go ahead and reach in to that fold and open up the two bills. Keeping your thumb on top and the fingers in front of this part of the bill will cover the two from the audience. Okay? Now what you're going to be doing is you're going to be folding over, over, down. Over, over, and down. But before you fold this top portion down, take that left thumb and put it into the two. This fold right here. And as soon as that one goes down, these two bills go down, everything is rotated away from you and toward the spectator. Now you're in this position where you can open up the two to show that it's changed. To show both sides of the two, simply take this part of the bill, place it in your left hand, being careful not to flash it to the audience, but a way to prevent that from happening is just take this hand, put it right on top of that packet of ones, and then turn everything over so the right hand can do that and show that side. Reverse the actions, and that shows the two again. And then you can go over, over, down, turning everything over. That opens up the one. Now a nice way to show the ones, like that, it's the same thing. Like when you're showing the two on both sides, a nice way to do it is to kind of just push the two bills apart like this. And then do the same display toward the audience. If you want, you can take this bill, put it in the back. If you want to show the back of the bills, I've found that this doesn't really matter. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but the cool thing is, from the front, when you do this display, it always looks very, very clean, like you're showing both bills, and this is what the illusion looks like. You have two bills, remember the gimmicks here, two bills, and this is what the spectators see. They see you fold up two $1 bills, squeeze them together, and when you open them up, they've joined together to make one $2 bill. And when you smooth this out in reverse, it looks like the bills are splitting in two as you fold them and rotate them. And you can do that display, showing both sides, and then peel them apart to show two $1 bills. When you're done, put these together, fold it over, over, and put everything in your wallet. And you can perform this again when you're ready. A nice little touch on this is to always handle the bills freely And if you're scared about flashing the gimmick, it's the same grip with the right hand. If you're scared about that, just keep the right hand there. And remember that as long as you keep the fingers closed around that bottom corner, the gimmick's always hidden behind the fingers. Okay? One more time. Over, over, down, and a twist. That shows the 2. And then over, over, down with a twist. And that's it. One more time from the back. I'll do it in real time so you can see all the work. 2 $1 bills. If I fold them up and squeeze them together, they'll become one $2 bill. Of course, these are pretty much outdated. No one really has them anymore, so I'll just split that back into 2 $1 bills. That's the $2 window, one of my favorite tricks. Have fun. Right about now, Joshua J is going to get up here and teach you one of his signature effects. It's called cornered. You're in for a big treat. Josh, you ready? All right, I'm going to pass the mic to Joshua J.
All right, I am going to try a trick with a $1 bill. You brought your wallet with you. You guys don't have your wallets, so we use hers. Do you have a $1 bill on you?
Yeah, I think so.
I know what I'm looking for. Give me this thing. Gosh, you are loaded. Can I borrow this one? You don't mind? All right. Hold on to this for me. I'm going to try the famous torn and restored money trick. This is an awesome trick. Look. Does that look real? You're starting to freak out now. Good thing it's only $1, right? Is that starting to look real?
Yeah.
Very real? But you know, it may sound real, it may look real, but I want you to be sure it is real. Daniela, hold your hand out like this. Hold on to that. Nicely done. I just want to say we have a record now in case there's any problem. She's the one that tore the money, not me. All right, we're going to try the famous torn and restored bill trick. Watch. The thing about this trick is it takes so long to do, so we won't do the trick. Why don't you hold on to this one? You hold on to that piece for me? That's a receipt for later. Instead, we're going to try the growing money trick. I'm going to turn this bill into $100. The thing about the growing money trick is it takes way too long, so I don't think we have time to do that, okay? You don't mind if we don't do that one, right? You mind if I keep your money?
Yeah.
You do?
You can keep it.
God, you're so nice. Usually they don't let you keep it. Look. Gone from there.
Money.
Gone from there. Absolutely gone, but you know what? Let's do it again. Let's do it again. It's in your wallet. Check it out. Open it up. Where do you keep the money in your wallet? Do you see something? What do you see? What do you see? Look.
Money.
But remember, we ripped off a corner. Do you remember that we ripped off a little corner? Which means that this could be any $1 bill that appeared. It would only be a good trick if it matched. You have the piece?
Yes.
If this piece matched, will you be freaked out? Seriously, will you be freaked out? Let's see if this matches. Hold that piece up. Hold it up, right up to the money. Is that a perfect fit?
Perfect.
Take a look. That is yours to keep. You get your bill back. Unbelievable. What's up? I'm Joshua J, and this is the explanation for cornered. Cornered is more of a framework than a trick itself. You can apply this to every conceivable bill to impossible location that you'd be likely to do. Now, let me start with how I came up with this idea. The general way of getting a bill to an impossible location with a corner off of it is you tear a corner off, you switch that corner, you hand it out to somebody, you make a bill disappear, and you find a preloaded bill that matches the corner you switched. Did that sound confusing? Doesn't matter. The disadvantage of that is that you have got to start the trick with a corner that you're ready to switch in, locked and loaded, ready to be switched. So you start sort of dirty. In cornered, I start clean. Now the version I showed you, which is the bill to the wallet trick, the spectator's wallet, that involves something a little extra, which we'll discuss in a second. But the other thing about the old way of doing it is that you're locked into one bill. In other words, the bill that matches the corner that you switch, that's the bill you've got to go to. With cornered, you've got a lot of advantages in that you can control which bill you produce. This will all become clear in a moment. Let's talk about the preparation for this. What I've got is a special configuration of the bill. And by the way, the routine resets itself each time, so you're ready to go. And it's this situation. The idea is that I am putting the corner that matches the bill inside the bill itself, so that rather than switch the corner before, we're going to switch the corner after the trick is over, which gives us a lot more freedoms. It allows us to be clean at all the critical moments. I start the trick like this when I borrow the bill. I tear the corner like this. I give the real corner out. Once I make the bill disappear, I or the spectator can go through and find it in the candy, the apple, the orange, the wallet, wherever it is. So much cleaner. It gives you so many more moments because the bill itself is going to palm the corner for you. All right. So this is the deal with how it works. I take a bill and I pre-tear one bill. I have Washington facing me if I'm using a 1, but you can use a 5, a 10, a 20. And I tear off the upper left, outer left corner. I tear it off, and a couple key things about the tear. I tear about a piece about this big, but if you fold the bill in half long ways, I make sure that the bill has a little tail that goes beneath the halfway point. And that's important because that's going to be what locks it in. So now, the bill is folded up in half. Once it's folded in half, I'm able to slip this corner piece into the little window created by that missing section. So I put it right back where it goes, but I make sure that it is at least somewhat beneath this halfway point. When I fold that bill in half, that corner piece is locked into position. It's not going to come out because it's kept under pressure at this point where it's folded under. I fold that a little more, and what I've got now is a bill ready to be loaded anywhere I want for a bill to impossible location, and all the evidence is contained and encoded in this piece. When I'm ready to unfold it at the end, I can open it up with empty hands. I can take it back from a spectator, no thumb tips, nothing extra. Unfold the bill toward myself, and now I'm in the position to have that extra piece there. All right, so we'll get to the unfolding and revealing of the bill later. For now, let's talk about the trick itself. I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're going to do it the way I did, completely impromptu, bill to spectator's wallet. Now let me say, we were graced with 3 gorgeous women here in the studio, so I used a woman. I would not advise borrowing a woman's wallet. There's just something that's not as funny. If you've seen me do this live, you know I love to ask a guy, do you have a bill I can borrow? And he starts to take out his wallet, and I grab it out of his hand, and I say, I know what I'm looking for. And I start flipping through, and it's very funny in a moment that's once you've established some trust. I normally wouldn't feel comfortable snatching a woman's wallet in front of people out, and I wouldn't do it, but these girls were really friendly, and it was cool, so it was no problem. So anyway, if you're going to set this up, let's think about some applications. You can load this bill and 100 bills like it in candy. I use a presentation where I load them in Tootsie Rolls. I wrap Tootsie Rolls around, and because they're pretty tubular, they look like they fill a Tootsie Roll. So I'll fill a whole bowl full of Tootsie Rolls, and I'll let a spectator choose one and put it in their pocket, and then the bill goes to the chosen Tootsie Roll. All that takes is renting a movie, unwrapping a bunch of Tootsie Rolls, ripping and preparing $40, $50 bills, and you're set for 40 or 50 performances. This bill can be loaded into an orange, under a book, in a spectator's shoe, in a purse, in a pocket, wherever you want. But let's get back to the wallet trick. It's really strong to do it from a wallet. You do the gag where you say, I know what I'm looking for, and you're going to try and be as quick as possible. I start with a bill palmed. I reach in, I spot a bill of the same denomination of the one I'm folding. What you can do if you want to keep it completely clear is you can have a 1, a 5, a 10, and a 20. And as you ask, do you have, without looking, would you say you have a 1, a 5, a 10, a 20 in your pocket? What do you got? And if they say 10, you get set for the 10. But I know that this gentleman has a 1, so I'm holding out the 1. I spot a 1. I go in, I leave the small bill in my wallet, I take out the big one. I set the wallet, I give the wallet back to the spectator, and I say something very subtle. It doesn't work when you have beautiful women who don't have pockets in their jeans, but for a guy, I say, you're gonna need both hands for this, sir. I don't say, put your wallet back away. It sounds a little obvious, so I say, you're gonna need both hands for this. And every guy does that. Now you're gonna have a bill that goes in his back pocket. It's even more impossible. So now enjoy the freedom that you never had before, which is borrowing this bill with nothing prepared. I look at George, I look at the president, and I start to rip, approximating the tear that I made before. I really let this sink in. I let the spectator hold onto the corner and help me create next time's bill. So you're resetting yourself as you do it. They hold on to the real corner, and you are set for this trick. Now I say I'm going to do the torn and restored corner, and no, that trick takes too long. You get some gags in here. Then I say I'm going to do the 1s to 100, and I pre-fold this the way that I need for the next gimmick, so it's ready to go. I'm going to do the growing money trick. Oh, that trick takes too long. Now you're going to vanish this bill. Vanish it any way you like. Retention vanish. Sleeve it, lap it, whatever you want to do. Put a handkerchief on it, switch it for a flash bill. If you want to do something imminently practical, you can use this vanish under the watch, which I'll show you now. I'm going to turn my body just a little bit so you can see. What I've got is I'm going to take the bill and hold it between my first finger and thumb with the other fingers lined up beneath. As I pretend to put the bill in my left hand, and as I close my left hand, my thumb and first finger continue down the wrist, and I tuck the bill under my watch. I come away and I snap. I keep my right fist closed. That's important. So I can roll my left hand empty. And where do everybody's eyes go? Right here. I show it's empty. And I'm really clean at this point. You're going to feel guilty because you got a dollar bill under your watch, but don't. Nobody's looking there. It's totally clean, and you're good to go until you can retrieve that later. So let me show you what that looks like at speed. It's based on work found in Bobo's book by Jim Buffalo, as well as Ivan Lewig from Norway. It's just there and there. And that's the vanish of the bill. So the bill is gone. Where did it go? I don't know. Let's try it again, sir. You got another dollar I can borrow? Oh, come on, another dollar, please. And eventually he'll go to his wallet. And what's great is, because you loaded it where you took it out from, you can honestly say, wherever you took the bill from in your wallet, flip to that place. And where the bill was, he's going to discover inside, all the way at the bottom, a little bill packet. And he takes this out. He's going to be holding the bill and displaying it. I take it back from him. And of course, you're clean when you take it back. They could be looking for a switch. There's no switch. I start to unfold the bill. And here's a critical moment. We're going to talk about how exactly this is unfolded. I'm going to open this up so you can see it. All I do is I put, can you see that I've got the piece here, and I'm going to pin that piece down with one hand. And what I do is I make sure that I pin the piece down with my thumb, in this case my right thumb, and the corner is to the right. Now, depending on the situation, you can see in the performance how you do it. You want to retrieve the corner, which does not match. This corner matches a different bill, the bill that's here. But you're going to switch it in the offbeat. But notice the subtle choreography here. If this was the situation, every normal person would just match them up. But if this subtle situation is different, look, I can't easily match this up. So it's only natural that I switch hands. And it's under the switch of hands that I switch this for the matching piece. So once again, take it back with my left hand. I look for a second, like how am I going to compare these two? I look at the spectators, maybe ask a question, and switch. Now I can hold them up, they match. As I say, go ahead, hold them up yourself, take a look. I come away with this piece, they look, and you are left at the end of the trick holding out this little piece, but I'd much rather be holding out a little piece when they've got what they feel is their bill and their missing corner and the trick is over than when all the heat is on you and before when you had to palm the bill going into the trick. So it's just switched when you do the dirty work from before to after, and that is the cornered concept. Now I want you to understand, as I said before, this is a framework. So I hope you'll use this and incorporate it in other ways, just knowing that now you have the option of switching after as well as before. I've had a lot of fun with this. I use it both impromptu close-up and for parlor shows preloaded in candy. I hope you enjoy Cornered. I'm Joshua J. Enjoy it.
Here's a little magic with 5 $1 bills. Count them with me. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 $1 bills. How much money do I have in my hand?
5.
You know what? Let's just use 20, 40, 60, 80, $100, and that's Alpha Cash. 2.
5.
How much money do I have?
5.
Oh, you are hypnotized. Did you see that?
I see
You
it.
didn't even see it. You were so hypnotized right now. You did not even see that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, here, take it before they find out. Take it.
Can you turn my... Oh, Jay!
How much money do I have in my hand?
5
What was your name?
Nicole.
Do you see that? I took your mind off of it for 1 second and I totally hypnotized you, see? I don't even have ones. I have like 10, 20, 40, 60, $100 in my hand. Here, take it. Don't tell anyone I gave this to you. Take it. Hurry, it's real money. It's real money. I'm just joking. Give me that. She was going to take off with the money.
Dude, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Well, last time I swept the same amount. I don't know. I think you guys are all hypnotized. Look, I've got 20, 40, 60, 80. You know what? Here, take that. Go. Take it. Is it real? Watch. Actually, yeah, you guys are hypnotized. Like if I just click like that, I can actually get 20, 40, 60.
That is great.
20.
That's great. Love that trick.
Hey, you guys, thanks. Oh, I'll make it rain. I'll make it rain. I'm out of here. These girls are nuts. Give me my helmet. Wait, I gave you 100. Where's the 20?
Really? There's really nothing.
There's really nothing in there. That's funny. Huh. Have you been hypnotized before? You haven't? Look, if I go like this, it looks like I have a bunch of money, right? I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, look, I'm just going like this.
Yeah.
But it looks like I'm counting it off.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, but this is the cool thing. If you just shake the bills like that, you can actually make it look like you have even more. That's 20, 40, 60.
My boy.
Here, take it. Run, hurry. Make sure it's real. Go. Get back over here. Come on, man. Damn, shady. They were actually going to leave with my money. But at that point, there's no reason to prove that if they're real or not. This is Alpha Cash. It's a classic in Magic, but what we've done is we've taken it to a new level. We've streamlined the handling, and it really, really plays big. So first of all, you're gonna need 2 sets of bills. We're gonna go with $1 bills and 20s. So take a look at what I've got. I've got 5 $1 bills, and I also have 5 $20 bills. If you feel like you need something else, if you want to go with hundreds, if that does it for you, then go for it. I found that with my performance, the 20s work perfect for me. People go nuts when they see the bills change. So let's get into that a little later. Right now, I'm going to show you how to make the gimmick. Take one of the 20s and one of the ones. And what I've done is I folded all the bills like this. I folded them so there's about maybe an inch and a quarter left. So I didn't fold them all the way. I just folded them just like that. So the 1 was showing there. And then I'm going to do the same with the 20. And I'm going to try to get as close as possible to that fold so they're matched up. Okay? Now this is going to be the gimmick. What I'm going to do, first of all, is make sure that the bills are folded the same way, that the heads of the presidents are faced in the same direction. My left, your right, they are folded in the same direction. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn over the 1 and I'm going to glue the 20 right there. Now it's important that the back of the 1 and the back of the 20 line up perfectly. Okay, and what I'm talking about here is the edge of the 1 is lining up with the fold of the 20 and vice versa right here. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with. These are going to be glued together like this. And what I'm using for this is rubber cement. This is Elmer's rubber cement. This works perfect. We use this in the 5-in-1 transpo. And I don't recommend anything else for this trick. You're going to put rubber cement on the long side of the bill, the long part of the fold, the larger side, and yeah, just get enough on there so you can get a nice film across the whole 20, the whole part of the 20 here. Okay, you're going to want to do the same thing with the 1. It might be too much, but okay, get it all along the edges. Okay, and now what's cool about the rubber cement, like we mentioned before with the 5-in-1 transpo, is that you can spend this money later. You can just pull the glue apart, and if you get in a pinch, you can spend the money. So don't use permanent glue, just use the rubber cement. It works great. Now, I'm going to turn that around. Make sure both presidents are facing the same way, and we're going to glue just like that. So the fold is lined up with the edge, and the same thing on this side. They're lined up. Now this doesn't have to be perfect here. You can always fold to readjust, but you want to make sure that the edges are perfect. Since it's rubber cement, if you make a mistake, you can always take these apart and reapply. But that looks pretty good, and that is basically the gimmick there. I'm going to let this dry. Get a good look at that. That's what you're going to want to do. Fold that 1. I'm going to fold the 20. And you've got your $21 gimmick. When the glue dries, you have your gimmick all ready to go. So get the rest of your money that you had before and make sure they're all folded the same way. And when I say that, I mean just like the 1 was folded here, right? You're going to fold the rest of the ones the same way, so you've got that same amount of space, because all of these ones are going to go right into the gimmick, just like that. Turn everything over. The 20s, of course, are folded in the same manner. So you got, yeah, about that much room. Right to the tip of the O there. And those go right in the gimmick. Now if you get a bunch of 20s and try this, they might be folded in the middle already. I recommend going to your local bank and getting some nice crisp bills that have not been folded before. That way there's only one fold, the fold that you want, and you'll never have to worry about the bills getting out of order or folding the wrong way and messing you up. So use some crisp bills and this should work. You'll be able to use the gimmick pretty much forever as long as you don't lose it. So now that you have everything put together in this nice little packet here, let's go ahead and go into the handling of this trick. Now once everything is put together, take one last look at the gimmick. When you're looking at the stack of ones here, you shouldn't see anything hanging over. So what you're going to want to do is make sure that these 20s don't hang over the edge. And you can do that by moving all of these 20s back to align them with the fold here, and then refold your 20. That's the gimmick 20 right over. Now when you turn over everything, that should be aligned with the 1. And everything should look normal. It should look like a stack of 1s, a stack of 20s. Now, one thing before you do start, some people will start with their gimmick like this, just ready to go. What I do is I take one of the dollar bills and I place it on the bottom of the stack. So these are my 20s down here. One bill goes under that. Fold those bills over, and now from both sides it looks like $1 bills. And you don't have to worry about anything flashing. I like to keep this entire gimmick and bills in my left pocket so I can cruise around all night and don't have to worry about it. When I'm ready to perform, I just reach in, grab everything out of my pocket, and it just looks like I bring out a bunch of 1s. So I'm here in this situation with the gimmick in my hand, and this is the handling right here. I'm going to go right into it. I'm going to take the right first finger and place it right on top of this part of the 1 here. You'll know you're holding it right because you'll see the pyramid. Pyramid should be facing toward your thumb. If you reach in your pocket and you pull it out like that, just turn everything over. Or if it's like this, turn everything over so the pyramid is facing the thumb with the eye on it. It's some different kind of currency from a different country, then just make sure you're right. And you'll know that because that long side of the 1 is here toward you. I'm going to put my finger right there and I'm going to push everything open. Okay, so now it looks like I've got a bunch of 1s, and I'm going to go right into a false count. I'm going to count the first bill off, and I'm going to say 1 as I turn everything over. Now this part of the gimmick you don't want to flash, but this is right under your palm when you turn the hand palm down, so you don't have to worry about flashing it. Okay? Make sure you don't flash these bills here by pushing the bills in your hand back towards you. Okay. These 2 bills that are left are going to cover that gimmick. So I'm going to count 1. As the hands come back together, I'm going to push over the second bill. So I go 1, 2. I grab the second bill with the finger like this. That's 2. 3. I'm always showing the same bill in the left hand, but different bills in the right. And on 4, here's the tricky part. It's the only tricky part of the whole routine. As the hands come together, you're going to take your thumb and push the gimmick. This is the dollar gimmick, and all of the 20s under it. They're going to go into the right hand, but not on the bottom, not like what we were doing before. You're going to push them on top of the bills, and the right thumb is going to accept the gimmick, and then you come away with the left hand's bill. Now notice what I'm doing here. Every time I count off a bill, I'm going to place it in a specific spot. Okay, I go 1, under, 2, under. What I've created is a little fan here. Okay, this is going to provide cover when I need to do a move later. So make sure you're not just putting the bills together in a lined up stack. You want to place them in the fan. So I go 1, 2, 3. I push off the gimmick. This is 4, and it's going to go on top. 4, and don't worry about all of these bills here, because as soon as you push that over, your right hand is going to turn down toward the audience, so they're not going to see the gimmick or any of the bills. 4, all they're going to see is this fan of ones here that you made. Okay? And as the hands come back together, they turn in, and this single bill is placed right over all of this mess here. That's the only angly part of the performance, and it's really easy to do. So let me do that one more time for you in real time so you can see it in action here. So this is what I'm showing the audience there. Toward them, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, once you're in this situation, you need to move 3 of the bills from the bottom to the top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look down at what I have in my hand. So remember, this went right over the gimmick. I know that the gimmick is the second one. So with my right hand, I take the bills in the same stack, and I'm going to grab the 3 bills that are here. My right palm is going to push everything together so I can grab all of these 20s with my left hand here. So the bills don't go flying forward. And I'm taking these 3 and I'm moving them to the top. I do this in the context of asking them, what is 5 minus 3? And I bring the 3 out. That's good misdirection to get their eyes off of the gimmicked stack here in the left hand. So I say, what's 5 minus 3? And then I place that right over here to cover any flash. What's 5 minus 3? And they say 2. So what's 2 plus 3? And they say 5. I want to just get them conditioned to the number 5 and any numbers around it. So 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay? What is 5 minus 3?
5 minus 3 is 2.
Perfect. What is 4 minus 1?
4 minus 1 is 3.
3. What is 3 plus 2?
5.
How much money do I have?
5.
Oh, you are hypnotized. Did you see that?
I see
You didn't
it.
even see it. You were so hypnotized. What's 3 plus 2? They say 5. I push everything together, being sure not to flash the bottom here. The right hand is going to be your friend there, covering any of the flashes. Line everything up. And the left finger here can kind of push any of the bills that slide out. Okay? So you're here, you bring everything together. If you see a little bit of a flash here of the 20, just kind of move that top bill back just a little bit. So if you want to stay in this position, you can. You'll notice in the performance, I like to go right into it. So I say, you know, how much money do I have in my hand? And they say $5. And I'm going to take the front part of the ones, fold them toward me. So there's the pyramid. Now there are your 20s down there. All I'm going to do is reach in between the bills and the first finger, and I'm going to grab that entire stack, including the folded portion of the ones. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up everything at that spot, and I'm going to flick forward. I'm going to flick forward everything, and the 20s are going to come flying out like that. I'm in this position. Fold everything toward me, grab, and flick. During some of the performances, I like to shake. And as soon as I come back, I can place everything in my left hand and use the left thumb to push out the 20s. Now, since you're placing these bills in your hand, there's going to be a little bit of a gimmick showing here if everything's aligned. So just slide some of the bills back a little bit, and you've got your cover. The most important fingers to remember, the left middle finger and the left thumb, because that left middle finger is always going to cover this point right here. That is a crucial point, because that is a big flash if they see a bunch of bills under the 20s. So I always like to keep the middle finger, and maybe even the first finger, right over that part of the stack. And the left thumb is always on this part of the stack. keeping track of where the ones are. And you can cover everything. So you slide that back and that covers the gimmick. Now I'm going to go right into a display of these 20s. One way to do this is just like you did when you showed the ones. You can take the top 20, act like you're going to hand it out, and then when they grab it, say, "Are you crazy?" And you can just make a joke or something and bring it back and put that on the bottom of the stack. Then you can go into the first display that we went over where you show the 20s, then putting the stack on top and then covering. It's just like when we did the ones. This is fine if you want. If you want to be able to show the bills cleanly, you can, because this routine affords you that. But if you don't, if you want to go right into the handing out of the bills like I do, then don't do that. Go right, because at that point you can take the bills, fold them, and put them in your pocket. But I want to be able to do something stronger. I want to hand the bills to the spectator. This takes all suspicion off of the bills. This takes all heat off of the fact that they might be trick bills, there might be something going on. But this is what I do. Let me rewind here and I'm going to go back to where I have the ones. I just showed the ones. I just did a little math question and then I folded them over. Boom, 20s. I immediately just go 20, 40, 60, 80, and now there's my gimmick. And I just go 100. I just put these right back together. So I'm not worried about a clean display. I just want to impact them with the money changing, and then I'm going to count it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's $100. And they're reacting at that point. So what I do is I take all of these 20s on top, and I'm just going to hand them to the nearest spectator or the one that I was closest to or the one that's reacting the biggest. I take the top 4 20s and I immediately just give those to them. The left hand is going to, first finger is going to close the 20, and this left hand just drops down to my side. This isn't a gambler's cop or anything. I'm just going down to my side. I'm not trying to hide these because all of the attention is on these 4 20s. These 4 20s go right to the spectator to keep, okay? The intention is that these are theirs. Boom, check it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $100 here, take it, run, go. And I'm here with a gimmick. I immediately just go, right into the pocket. At this point, everyone's looking at them, surprised, looking at each other like, that's crazy, I can't believe they just got $100. Now, here's the cool thing. I'm clean, the gimmick's gone. People aren't even thinking about anything. Even if they saw me put money in my pocket, they're just focused on this money in a spectator's hand. Pretty amazing that you're a magician that can just make money grow and then give it away. So usually they're in shock. They don't take off with the money, and if they do, it's not too long before they stick around and come back with it, or I just address them and say, give me that back, let me see that. $100 in my hand. Here, take it, don't tell anyone. I'll tell you what, here, just take them. Just take them, run, go. Take it, go. I've got your friends, so. Wow, she straight took it. Okay, then they give me back the $80. This is the really cool part, because what I do is I look at the money and I go, I gave you 100. There's only 80 here. Where's my 20? I gave you 100.
She was like, wait.
I gave you 100. And it gets them every time. They're looking for it. They're wondering where it is. And it's a nice moment. Really fun, because they're looking for the 20. They think it disappeared. And then you can just play with them and have fun. And that's the coolest part of the routine. It's the coolest thing about this routine is that it's fun. It's clean and easy to do, so you don't have to worry about over-proving anything. Everything's just really fun. And that's what the magic's about. Now, if you want to perform this again for the next table, or you want to ensure that you're ready to perform this again soon, simply reach into your pocket, pull out everything, and remember the 20s go right back in here. So take these, fold them where they were folded before, and just slide them back in there, and you're ready to go. But of course, take one of those bills, put it on the bottom, then fold it back up. You're ready to present again. That goes in the pocket. Put everything away, and you have a nice routine ready to perform. And remember, it's all about having fun, making money grow, and giving it away, and having fun, taking it back, and just having fun with the spectator. And that's what I call alpha cash. This is a funny little bit. You borrow a bill from a spectator, tear it right in half, and it's just a joke. You get a nice reaction from that. This is really fun to do. All you have to do is borrow a bill. You're gonna hold it like you're gonna rip the bill. Just like that with the fingers. The right hand's gonna come in like it's gonna come in for the tear, but your thumb is gonna go in front of the bill. And you're gonna push this whole half over behind the other. Now you can lift the left thumb up, re-grip, and then just pull the hands apart. The left hand comes back, the right hand goes forward and down. So it looks like you rip the bill in half. And the reason you get that sound is because you're flicking the bill with your right thumb. This creates the perfect illusion that you're ripping the bill, and it's a nice quick gag. They're not going to get a nice clean tear, but you just come in real quick, and it looks like you rip the bill and put it back together real quick. If you do this and the timing is right and they're not expecting it, you get a nice gasp, and it's a nice way to open up your dollar bill routines. And that's Joke the Ripper. If you ever notice, George Washington seems pretty upset. I mean, he's got his picture on all of the ones, but he just doesn't look happy. Well, it's a good thing we know magic, because we're going to try to make George Washington smile. Because even though he wasn't put on a higher denomination of a bill, and he got stuck with the 1, he is still used for very many magic tricks. And he gets to see a lot of restaurants, cabs, soda machines. Notice how George Washington, he looks very upset.
Yes.
Not smiling at all.
Yes.
But you notice how every other president on the higher bills, they're smiling. They have a bigger smile. Like Franklin, he's on the 100 and he's smiling.
I'd be smiling too.
He's not even a president. He's not even a president.
Yes.
Watch this. We're gonna make him smile, okay? He needs your help though. You fold it in half like that. Fold it in half again, right there. And fold it in half one more time. Right there. Okay, watch him, okay?
Hey, that's cool. Do you guys see it? Oh yeah. That's cool.
Can you see him smiling?
Yeah.
This is how to make Washington smile. All you have to do is tilt the bill toward them, and then toward you. So if you look up close, as I do that, you can actually see his lips move. It looks like he's smiling at you. And that's basically it. It's a nice little quirky thing to get into when you're messing around with money. If you're at the dinner table and you want to get Washington to smile, that's it. 3 folds and a little movement, and it brings life to the bill. This is a great opener before you get into any of these bill routines. It actually is nice right before you tear them out and eat them. So that is making Washington smile. Anyone ever tells you put your money where your mouth is, do it. Take a dollar bill, fold it in half, and just tear it right down the middle. Let's just take George Washington out of the bill altogether. It's disgusting, but you can taste the mint. Watch. You can see where the bill is. Right there. Nice hole in the bill. Pay attention, right to the middle. Torn and now restored. I'm just gonna take out.
You're tearing our dollar.
Whoa!
I'm just gonna take.
Is that against the law?
I'm just gonna take.
the law.
I'm gonna rip out.
Calm down.
I'm gonna rip out. I'm gonna rip out.
He put George's head in his mouth.
Ew, nasty.
Okay, I'm not touching it.
You can taste the mint.
Whoa.
Taste.
You can edit that out.
This is the cool thing. Look. See that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's definitely torn.
It's
Watch this.
definitely just one bill.
All right.
Whoa!
Oh, jeez.
Where'd that piece go?
Now. Back. That's tomorrow's restored. And the helmet cam sees it.
That's awesome.
This is the cool part. Ready?
What? How'd you do that? That's weird. That was intense. Yeah, it was.
Here is a nice torn and restored bill effect. All you need is a $1 bill. You're going to take that, and in front of your spectators, you're going to fold it in half so George Washington is on the outside. You can do this with pretty much any bill, but we like it with good old George. This is what we're going to do. We're going to tear right along here, right along the frame that George is inside. So rip that. You really are going to tear the bill. And go along the frame. Stop right about the middle. Don't go quite all the way. And once you get there, start on the other side, right about where his little name tag is. He's got a name tag under his little fluffy tie there. And you're going to tear not quite to the middle again. But then what you're going to do at this point is once you have about maybe 1/4 of an inch left in the bill, you don't want to tear it all the way off. You're going to act like you're tearing it off. What actually happens is your spectators see this part of the bill, and you just rip off that end, okay? Now you don't really have anything. What you've done is you've ripped off, you've taken your fingers and you've created illusion like you're ripping it off, and that made that sound. Your thumb, your left thumb, retains that piece in back, and then your right hand continues to rip forward. So the more bill here, the better. So from the front, you're ripping, just like that. Now you can act like you're taking this piece and putting it in your mouth if you want. Act like you're eating it. Now from the back, this is what's happening. You're going to take this half, fold it over.
so they can see, they can clearly see. There's a nice depth of field here. They can see the rip. It's not an illusion. But what that enables you to do is turn everything over. You grab the ends here and here, and you act like you're gonna blow right where that hole is. Take the ends and separate the bill. Straighten it right out in front of them so it looks like you're blowing the bill right together. And what'll happen is the two pieces that are holding George there will keep that piece right there, and it'll make it look like the bill instantly restores. You're gonna wanna fold that up and put this away. Now I'm gonna teach you a cool way to switch this out if you want. If you borrow the bill and you wanna tear the bill and restore it, you can fold up a real bill, put that in your right pocket, okay? Perform the effect, act like you're tearing it off. Eat that piece. You can do that corny joke where you can taste the mint if you want. Restore the bill. They'll react, fold up the bill, say thanks for the tip, and when you put it away, you just switch this bill out for the one that you put in your pocket before. So you put that away and you can say, well, I'm just joking, that was yours. So now you've switched it back out and it's restored. They've already seen the bill restore visually, so you don't have to worry about them thinking you're switching anything. Now here's another nice tip you can use. You can actually rip off a piece of a bill if you wanted to. Okay? Take this, hide it somewhere, save it for a rainy day. And when you perform the effect, this piece will be right here in your fingers. Just right there. Just hold on to it. You can fold the bill in half. You've got your thumb and first finger to rip and still pretend like you're ripping off that piece. Now you can show the piece here. It looks like you actually have George. You can take this, act like you're eating it. If you're hardcore, put it in your mouth, and you can save it right in between your teeth and your gum, on your gums in the wall of your mouth. I'm not going to put that in my mouth, but what I am going to do is teach you a really cool sleight here. To make it look like you put anything in your mouth, a coin or a piece of bill like this, you hold it at your fingertips, open your mouth like you're going to put it in, and at the last minute, these fingers extend as the head turns down, so it looks like that. You didn't really eat it, now you've got it in finger palm. So what I've done is I've taken it from here, extended the fingers, and now I've got it there. That's happening while I pretend to eat the bill. I can crumple that up in my fingers. Do the same thing with the bill here where you show it, restore it, and then you can go in for your switch, also ditching the little piece if you want to. And the cool thing about having that piece handy is you can do this over and over again and rip up people's bills. That is the torn and restored bill. What's crazy now is you don't even have to carry around money, really. All you need is two things, your ID and your favorite credit card. As long as the signature on the ID matches the signature on the back of the card. Look, no signature, that's okay. Just take both of them together and squeeze, and you get, yes, a real $100 bill. How do we look? This is Instacash. It's very fun, very easy to do. It's quick and it looks great. And it only uses a bill of any denomination. We'll use a $100 bill here, and an ID card and a credit card. This is a really nice theme here because you're going to make money appear from in between two cards. Take the bill, fold it in half, half again. This will be neatly hidden under the debit card or credit card, just like that. And your thumb's on top, first finger's on the bottom. So you can do this in your left hand, hiding the bill from the spectator. Always keep the bill toward the floor. and you have pretty good angles on this as long as you keep the card right around your waist, right around here, so everyone can see. If you're doing this on the street, it looks great. You can also take your ID, put it on top of this, carry everything in your wallet. So this is the handling. You pull this out, you show your ID, show the debit card. You can talk about how just having these two cards is as good as having cash on you. You're going to show the back of the ID, turning the right hand down, place it on top of the credit card just at the edge, and your first finger is going to push out that bill. When you push it out, your first finger from your right hand can grab it and retract, pulling it right back behind the ID. Now you can turn over the left hand, showing the back of that, and you can do this once or twice and it looks like there's nothing there. Make sure you keep the bill nice and tucked back, and when you practice this, you'll know exactly how far back to go without flashing the bill from the top. Okay, so just do that. And when you're ready to make the money appear, simply take the ID card, put it under, you can snap, and when you fan out the two cards, give a little shake, holding the cards at an angle toward this hand, and the money will kind of appear from under. And it looks like the money is being produced from an ATM machine. What I'm doing is I'm fanning out the two cards. This first finger is going to push that bill into view. And it'll look like the money's appearing as you shake. Pull that out. These aren't gimmicked, so you can put these back in your wallet or pay for the bill, or if you want, you can pay with cash because you just made it appear from nowhere. Now, if you're concerned with angles, there are several things you can do. You can hold the card and the bill on the bottom a little bit further in. So instead of holding it at the fingertips, you can grab more of the bill, and this will give you more control. So I'm grabbing both cards the same way. And you can get in and grab more of the bill, and it'll kind of give you more control over how far in that bill is under the credit card. And this is nice because you won't get the bill flipping down and it's showing from the front if you hold it too far on the edge. This gives you more security by holding it with the fingers, and you can show the cards freely. Now, another thing you can do is also take that bill and fold it again, so it's folded into eighths, and you can keep that nice and deep in, not in finger palm, but under the card, just like this. So the fingers are covering it, and you can show the top, you can even show the bottom. And what you're doing here is you're sliding the fingers back, and the bill is going to slide all the way back here. The reason why your spectators don't see it is because your fingers are covering the bill. So you extend it when the palms are up, and you curl in the fingers when the palms are down, and this is a nice way to show both sides of the card. So you can add this move in there if you want. You can even do your little Monty move by curling in the fingers, and then you can produce the bill. It will be folded up like that, so it's up to you if you want to choose that as a security measure, but now you have different things to choose from for your Instacash routine. Here's something cool that doesn't make any sense, but is very fun if you're hanging around with the folks. Get yourself a penny, show your hands empty, roll up your sleeves, and do a little magic. Rip it in half, and you get 2 quarters. You know, I read somewhere that it costs the government more than a penny to manufacture a penny. And I know why. This is called the penny split. It's very easy to do. All you need is 2 quarters and a penny. Take the 2 quarters, place them in your right hand between your middle finger and thumb. You're going to hold them by the edges of the fingers, just like that, right up against the middle finger edge and the thumb. The This is right behind the first knuckles there, right near the nails. And as you can see, I can kind of still grip a little bit more. That's where the penny goes. It goes right in front of the quarters, between the tips of the fingers, held on the edge of the penny. Now, because you're holding the coins like this, your spectator will only see a penny, because the quarters are hanging out and hiding behind the penny. So the angle is, their line of sight is blocked by the penny, so they can't see it. And then you turn your hand on its side like this, so the quarters are flat. And as long as you keep the quarters parallel to the floor, you can rotate your wrist. And this is a nice clean way to show that all you have in your hand is a penny. There's nothing in between your other fingers, there's nothing in the back of your hand. All they see is a penny. So at that point, you're showing it. The left hand can come over. You're going to grab the penny from the front with the middle finger, push it, and rotate it right till it meets the quarter right there. Just push it like that. As soon as the middle finger meets the quarter, the thumb's going to come from under, and you can turn the hand this way to now show quarters to the audience, and the right hand will peel off the bottom coin with the quarter, just like this. Now you can take the left hand's quarter, and remember the penny is hiding behind the quarter, behind the fingers to the audience. You can take that quarter, put it with the right hand's quarter, and the left hand is still pinching that penny, so that arm can naturally relax as you bring the quarters up toward your face to display two quarters, and you can have them hold out their hand, and you can drop those two coins into their hand, and it's a nice clean way to split a penny in two. Now this trick doesn't make any sense logically, but it's very cool, it's very visual. You can show one coin, split it in two, and now you've got two quarters. If you want to add a nice audio-visual illusion to this effect, do the same thing, but instead of just peeling that back quarter to the right, you can grab the quarter in front and pull that back. So what will happen is that will drag on the back quarter, and you'll get a nice peeling sound. And then if you add enough pressure with that thumb, this penny and this quarter will click together. And together, it sounds like you're actually breaking the coin in half. And the right hand comes back, and the left hand comes forward. You bring it forward toward the audience. You get a nice click on that. So it sounds like you're tearing the penny in half, literally just tearing it in half. You get a nice sound, and you can hand those out. And that's penny split. Here's something crazy with a $20 bill and a pair of scissors. I'm going to fold that 20 in half and cut unmistakably right down the middle. Just like that. All right, this one is called Dollar Division, and it's very easy to make. You need two $1 bills, some rubber cement, and a pair of scissors for the performance. This is what you want to do. Open the rubber cement just enough so you've got a bunch of the rubber cement on the brush there. Take the dollar bills. These are folded in half, nice and straight, and make that crease nice and sharp, okay? Make sure everything's nice and straight. This is very important because the gimmick that you're making needs to look like $1 bill, just $1 bill. Okay, so I'm going to take that. Washington's on the outside. I'm going to run that edge right on the brush. That puts a nice amount rubber cement right there. And I'll just do that again with this bill too. Just run it right along the edge. Now these two edges are going to be placed together. And what that does is that creates, they'll create like a nice bond. You can set this off to the side to dry. Just set it somewhere. That rubber cement will keep that gimmick together. And let's set this gimmick off to the side to dry. Now that your gimmick is all dried up, it should look like one bill as long as you don't open the ends. Okay? Take the bill, give it a nice fold just like that so it's bowed and creased towards you. Now from the front, you can do this with some nice brand new bills and it'll be nice and crispy clean. It'll look like one bill. Now what you do is you have your spectator cut it right down the middle. And it looks like a bill with a crease, right? They just take this, and as they cut down the middle, all you have to do is help them by pulling apart right where they cut. So once they start cutting that edge, okay, it's okay if they get a little bit of the bill. Once they start cutting that edge, go ahead and start pulling that bill apart, okay? And when they cut real fast, you'll be able to just do that, okay? Now, one thing I didn't tell you was that this is rubber cement. So when you practice this, you can just put it back together. It's like torn and restored bill. Look at that. Right? You want to take off the excess rubber cement, and you do that by just rubbing down the crease, and you'll take off the excess. That way, when they cut it, you don't get this whole goopy thing. So, they cut the bill, you pull it apart, and immediately go into two crumpled fists. Fists crumpling up these two halves. So go ahead and just do that. So it looks like they just cut it in half into two. Lower your hands like this. Have them wave the scissors over your fists, being careful to not cut you or anything like that. But they've got the magic wand, so when you open up your hands, all you've got to do is open that bill up and then open that one up. And what's great is these are two separate bills. It gives the illusion that two halves have regrown like a lizard's tail, like a lizard growing its tail back. This is very, very fun to do. The reason for the crumpling up handling, this looks much better than just letting the bills open up. And it serves two purposes. It's more powerful, it's got a very powerful moment, and when you're crumpling the bill, the extra rubber cement can be rubbed off the edges. And when they're checking these bills out, they won't see any glue or anything like that. It'll just look like two normal bills that grew from one. So that is dollar division.
All I need is a dollar bill from your purse, but here's, or your wallet, but make sure I don't see it, okay? Don't give it to me though. Here's the thing, don't give it to me. Take it out, fold it up so George Washington's on the inside. Fold it in half. So George is on the inside, fold it in half again, and fold it in half again so the numbers are on the inside. The numbers are on the inside. Good? Okay. Here we go. I don't want this to leave your sight. Who has a cell phone? You got one? Take out your cell phone. And I want you to type in the numbers that I tell you right now, okay?
No way. No way.
Type in, okay, ready? Here we go. 0. Okay, 0. You got the 0? 5. 3. 1. 6, no 7. 3. 9. 9. Are you guys from Long Beach? West Covina, now we're in Corona.
Where are you from?
We lived in West Covina, now we live in Corona.
Okay. I don't know why. I got Long Beach. LB. Okay. LB. Okay. This is yours? Open it up. Take a look at it. Read the serial number out loud. So she can read it.
Oh my god!
Serious?
Read it out loud.
05317.
Is that right? Is that right? And wait, is there LB on the serial number?
Long Beach. That's tight. That's tight. Awesome. That was crazy.
This is psychic cereal. It's very easy to do, but it's a strong mental effect that'll get you some strong reactions. So, get yourself a dollar bill and a pen. The serial number is right there on the bill. You can use a 5, 10. Later on, you're going to be asking for this bill from a spectator, so I like to use ones. It seems like everyone's got ones in their pocket or their wallet. But just take that serial number and write it on the inside of your middle finger. L87433303I. If you're performing this later on in the evening and you're afraid it might rub off or run, you can always take some masking tape, write the serial number on there nice and neat, and you can put that on your wallet or put it on the inside of your sleeve right about here. And that's okay, you can do that if you want, but really what you're going to be doing is peeking at that later. This is a nice place to put it because you can easily hide it by just making a fist, and your hand can be open or turn it over, and they're not going to see that unless you literally show them that serial number there. Okay. Now, this is how you psychically know the serial number. But you're going to take that same bill, fold it in half, fold it in half again. So the eagle on the back of the bill is on the outside, just like you did with the 5-in-1 transpo, but this time you fold the bill downward, so the 1 is on the inside. Okay? Now take this bill, put it here in your hand, and you're ready to go. Now you're going to borrow a bill from a spectator. It really doesn't matter who you get it from. Everyone is going to be a part of this. So you take the bill and you show it from the front, and don't look right at it. You don't want anyone thinking that you memorized this ahead of time. Just take it, nonchalantly fold it, just like you did the other one. And you can take that, put it in your right hand openly. There's no switch yet. This is held up just like this. You can hold your hand up all the way in the air if you want, but you're going to take this hand and put the thumb on your temple, and by lifting up the first finger, you can read off that number out loud. Now you can hand someone a marker ahead of time or a pen and have them write down what you say, but you hold this barred bill in your hand, and you're going to psychically get a feel for those numbers. So you can look right at your finger and just say, L8743. If you suspect anyone looking at your face, cover it up, bring your head up, look, memorize the next 2 or 3 numbers. That way you can go in, close your eyes completely, and once you have that number in your head, you can look away from the hand and just drop this hand down. But this is a nice way just to see the number right there. So this is in the air the whole time, this hand, this right hand. After your spectator has recorded what you said, you're going to execute the switch. Now this is how the switch works. The folded portion of that dollar bill is up. It comes down in front of you from your hand being up in the air. It comes down, the left hand comes up to meet it, and then this bill is placed into that corner. Remember, you're holding the bill like this. So this bill naturally goes into that corner, like it just fits. As it goes into the corner, your right thumb is going to push the bill up. That opens up the bill that was in your hand. And this left thumb pushes over to the right so it can come away. Pushes the bill open from the front. And you're always hiding that bill in the right hand right behind the bill that's being shown to the spectator. And the reason for opening that up is you're going to show it to the spectator and say, check my work, read out loud what it says. When they read that out loud, you ask the other spectator that recorded it. If it matches, they say yes, and it looks like you've psychically got a feel for that number just by feeling the bill. And in real time, it's nice and clean. You just borrow a bill, hold it up, you get the numbers as they write them down, and then you open up the bill to check your work. Now this is what the switch looks like in real time. Okay? Borrowed bill, fold it in half. Number, 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 right? You can peek the hand here if you want. Come up, open up the bill, have them check your work. Now a nice way to show both hands empty at this point is to bring the bill together. You fold it, and that bill that's behind in your right hand can be pushed over to the other thumb, to the left hand. And you can do this, show your right hand empty, show your left hand empty if you want. Now you can retract this bill with the thumb and hand that bill out to the spectator for them to keep. And remember, you borrowed it from them. So they get to keep this to prove that the serial number on the bill matches what you've psychically read, and you've got yourself a nice strong mentalism effect with a switch and a nice little peeking method there. So that is a psychic serial. Have fun with it.
Here's something cool you can do with a $1 bill. Don't do it too much because people will ask you to do it over and over again. So you take it, say the magic word, money, and it changes into a $100 bill. Here's the $100 bill switch. This is a quick switch from a $1 bill to 100, and you don't need any gimmicks. All you need is two bills, a $1 bill and a $100 bill. You can even borrow a $1 bill if you want, which makes it really, really cool. But I like to pre-fold my one, and this is how the folds are put into the bills. You're going to want to fold the bill in half, and then in half again, so the pyramid is on the inside. And then you're going to want to fold it one more time so the ones are on the inside. So on the outside of the bill, you'll see the E and the N. So one more time, over the shoulder here, you can see it. It's over from the left to the right and back, and then the ones touch each other. That's how to pre-fold the bill. That's how it should be folded. The 100 is going to be folded the same way. Over from the back, and then the 100s touch. This goes in your hand just like that. Now it's held between the inside of the middle finger knuckle and the end of the palm here where the finger meets the palm. And it's just kind of held right there. It's not a fancy palm or anything like that. It's just gripped with the fingers, so you don't have to worry about concealing it. This is on your side. Now, when you take your bill out, you have the thumb and the first finger free to open up that bill. If you relax these fingers and keep the hand at an angle, it'll be hidden. You don't really have to worry about it much. Now this bill is pre-folded, so all you have to do is follow those folds right in front of your spectator. Okay? That's folded together. You're going to put this bill into the crevice here. This is exactly like the serial number switch. Okay? This goes right into the $100 bill.
and then it's pushed, and it actually makes the $100 bill open up. You don't have to do much work. You just put it in there and push. And from the front, the $100 bill will immediately come into play. But it'll still look like the one for a split second because they're just seeing the bill. They're not seeing any numbers yet. So it looks like you're just taking the bill and unfolding it. And this is what happens. Check it out from the back. You just push this up, the fingers take over, and from the front, the right hand is going to cover the $1 bill in the back, so the left hand can show itself empty. Now take those fingers, open the bill, and show it. You can do this move here where you move the bill from right to left, and that's a nice way to show both hands empty. It's a nice clean change. Let me do it one more time for you in real time so you can see how it looks. This is awesome. You hold it in your hand like that. Show that one. Fold it in half, half, one more time. Blow on it, and when you open it up, it changes into a $100 bill. And that is the $100 bill switch. All right, now this is what I want you to do. Take that marker, put your initial on one side. You can put your initial, you can put an insignia, anything really. Just so we know that that quarter doesn't change, that it's that quarter. And then Rebecca, on the other side, put something else. Okay, that's a magic pen, okay. We'll get back to that in a little bit. Watch. Simple trick. No, nothing happens. I need the magic pen. Oh, the mic cords and everything inside. Here, take that. Wave it right over just like that.
Abracadabra.
Nice. Those are not the magic words, by the way.
What are the magic words?
I have no idea, but the coin's gone.
Where'd you put it?
Take the cap off of the pen. Look inside. You see it?
Are you messing with me?
It's not in there?
No? Is it
No, put
supposed
the
to
cap
fit
back on.
there?
No, it's not.
I'm like,
There's nothing in there. Do you see anything in my hand?
yeah.
Do you see anything on the table?
No?
Sugar.
What do you want to do with it?
I'm going to shake it. Open your hand just like this. Make sure it's got your signature on it.
That's yours.
Is that the same quarter?
Yep. How did you do that? Magic pen.
Here is a coin to sugar packet that you are going to enjoy. This is awesome. All you need is a sugar packet. You can get this at any restaurant these days. Any sugar packet will do. You are going to need to borrow a quarter from someone and have a Sharpie marker on you. Put this in your inside coat pocket. Make sure you're wearing a coat for this. And you're pretty much ready to go. I'm going to use this bowl to simulate the hand because you're going to do this in the spectator's hand and they're going to get to feel the magic happen. This is what happens. You reach in here, you grab your marker. Have the spectator sign their coin wherever they want. They can write their initial on it. They can write their signature, whatever you want on both sides. It doesn't matter. I'll put a X on that side and an N on this side. So that's what it looks like. Now this is what you're going to do. You're going to hand them a sugar packet. You're going to have them hold it in their hand. Pretend to put the coin in your left hand, and what you're doing is a thumb palm vanish. Check this out. Okay, you're going to pretend to put the coin there. Now what's happening is this coin is being put into the crotch of your thumb. in between your palm and your thumb. So it looks like you're putting it here, but you're just retaining it in that grip. Okay, you can learn a bunch of these really cool vanishes. In the beginning there were coins, but this is a nice simple one you can do with a quarter. Hold that, reach over to grab this pen, put the pen, the marker back in your pocket, and while you're in there, the coin that's in your right hand is going to get dropped down your sleeve. Okay, so now it's right here, right about here by my elbow. So there's not really anything in the left hand. Now, show your right hand empty. As you wave it over, the coin is completely gone. Now they're holding the sugar packet in their hand. So you can gesture toward the sugar packet. The right hand does this. You're asking them to put it in your hand. So you reach over, the left hand naturally relaxes to the side, and you can catch the coin in your hand. This is what's happening. The coin's in your sleeve. This is called loading your sleeve, okay? So your hands are completely empty. When you gesture to the sugar packet, the coin will drop to your fingertips. Do you see that? Okay. So now you secretly have a coin in your hand when they saw your hands empty just a few seconds ago. You reach over, you grab the sugar packet, and you do this. And they're gonna go, no way. Take that sugar packet, the left hand comes up, and the right hand drops the sugar packet right on top of the coin. Now it's hidden from view because the sugar packet's right on top. The right hand comes over, shakes it some more, have them open their hand. So all I'm doing is transferring this sugar packet and the coin from the right hand to the left hand as I gesture. When they open their hand, you rip open the top of the sugar packet.
And now what you're going to do is pour out a little bit of sugar.
After a little bit of sugar comes out, immediately drop the coin out, and then continue to pour the sugar on top of that coin, and it gives a pretty illusion of the coin being in the sugar. It's a nice visual trick here, and then when they check out that coin, they actually see their signature on it.
So you have a nice clean vanish of a coin. You have a nice revelation of the coin inside the sugar packet, and the cool thing is that the coin is signed and it penetrates into the sugar packet. This is a very, very cool trick. I'm sure you're going to get some reactions with this one. Here's something strange with a $1 bill. If you take it and you just concentrate on George Washington's ghost, he'll actually do the work for you. Watch.
Yeah, just like that. And you can get him to actually fold up into a little square.
That is the haunted dollar bill. This is the instructional video for the haunted dollar bill. This is a very fun routine. If you have the instant download, you'll notice that this is much different. This is actually a better way to do it, and it works much better. You'll see why in a minute. All you have to do is obtain the following things. Get yourself a dollar bill, one that's worn in. Don't get too nice of a bill. Get one that's nice and worn, and you're going to want to fold it up and make sure those folds are in there. We'll go over that in a little bit. Some nice strong tape. You can use regular Scotch tape for this, but I found that this packaging style tape works much better because you only need a small piece for it to really work. And it's thicker, so the fishing line that we're about to use doesn't shred right through it. Get yourself some fishing line. You can find this at your local fishing and tackle store, or a arts and crafts store like Michael's, or Walmart in the arts and crafts section. I have a little sewing needle here that I've threaded through. We're going to need that. Something not too thick, but that's about a good size. I also have a safety pin and a pair of scissors. So this is what you do. You take your dollar bill and you're going to want to fold it like this. Fold it in half so the bird's on the inside. Fold the top down. Okay, so from your point of view, left to right,
top down towards you, and then right to left one more time this way. So the eye is on the inside of a $1 bill, and you'll see the edge of the pyramid on the outside. On the other side, you should see the O-N-E right there and the D. So make sure those folds are nice and worn in. You can take this bill, open it, and fold it over and over again, making sure those folds are worked in. You're going to need it to be nice and worked in. Now take your needle with the thread on it, the fishing line, and you're going to want to insert this needle right above where the D is. So you see it says O-N-E, and then there's a D right there, right above the border, right around here. That's a nice spot to put that through. Be careful you don't poke your finger, please. Now, this is also going to go through the first flap of the other half of the bill. So you've got your folded edges, and then you've got your open edges here. So you're only going to want to go in through one of those layers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that back. Just hold that one layer down and then go through that same hole. It goes right through the bill, and as you can see, it goes through the frame of the one there. Okay, go ahead and thread your fishing line all the way through there. You don't want to rip the bill, so do that nice and gently. Pull that out. Now you've got thread running up through the bill to the first flap, and I'm going to pull some of that out. So there's about 1 inch of fishing line coming through the bill. Okay, carefully don't pull that through. And if you do, the fishing line is pretty thick, you can just push it right through. You don't need the needle at that point. But I'm going to fold that line. If you can see there, I'm going to fold that over just like that. Then I'm going to place a piece of tape that pretty much covers that one index. So about an inch to an inch and a half, of tape. So put that down. That fishing line shouldn't go anywhere. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut off about this much. As a reference, it'll cover the thread that's coming through the bill, and it will stop right on the border of the dark part of the $1 bill. So I'm going to place that right over that part of the bill, and I will secure the fishing line against the bill. And that's some pretty good tape, so that's not going anywhere. Now when that's all folded up, you'll see that the thread comes through the bill all the way through the bottom. And that's the bill gimmick. Now the thread needs to be a certain length. This length is going to go from the bill, it's going to go from your hand, under your hand, all the way back toward your hip. So I would say about 2.5 to 3 feet of this stuff is going to be good. So, you know, just to be safe, you can put a bunch of it, but all you're going to need is about the distance from here. It's going to go all the way to your hip, so I would say probably about 2 feet. If you have a longer arm, you can get more. You can use more, but that's it for the thread. So you can see the length on that. It's probably about the length of my arm. Yeah, just about my shoulder to my fingers. Now I take the end of that invisible thread or fishing line, and I'm gonna thread it through the eye right there, or the opening part of the safety pin, and then you're gonna want to take that and just make a nice knot. Let's close that so I don't poke myself there. All right, once you have a nice knot in that thread, go ahead and cut off the excess. Throw it in the trash can. Now that the gimmick is made, you can see how it works. The thread goes through the bill, so I'm gonna open that up. And the thread will actually run up through the bill, back down, around, back up, back down, and over here, back up, and then it's taped. So you've got this nice pattern going through, and what's going to happen is the thread is going to be placed in between the middle and third finger and the bill placed in your hand. Now when the thread is pulled, you can see what happens. The bill folds towards you, folds in half, and then folds one more time. Now the way you want the bill to be oriented when you begin is you want George, if you're holding it in your left hand, you want George facing to the left with the taped part of the bill toward the spectator. This is a glossy part of the bill here, but no one really notices. A lot of times you'll see ripped up dollar bills, people taped together, so it's really not an issue, but that's the way it's going to be. So you're going to go ahead and take this safety pin, attach that to your belt loop. You can actually thread it through your pants if you want. It's attached to my belt loop, and this is going to extend up toward my arm.
Now that you have the gimmick set up, it's attached to you, this is how you're going to perform it. Once it's all folded up, it can hang out in your side pocket, back pocket, or even in your jacket pocket if you're wearing a jacket. When it's time to perform, you go ahead and reach in, pull that out, and take the thread, put it in between the middle and third finger, like that. Now the hand is always blocking the thread, remember. And you have a nice cover here, especially if they're looking at the trick directly in front of you. Now this is what's going to happen. You can open up the bill in your hand. You can do that while keeping the thread in between your fingers, and place it in your hand. George Washington is faced to your left, so if you're left-handed, just turn it around. But this is the way the bill is faced. And as you can see, the thread runs down to my hip. Now here's the cool thing. All I have to do is extend the hand, and the tension will pull the bill, and because of the way it's folded up, everything will work. The bill will fold on its own. Now if you back out a little, you can see that this is a very awkward situation where, you know, you've got thread coming down here, the body's all strange and weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust that, because this is way too long. Okay, to adjust the length of the thread, you can either cut it and retie it, or
You can simply move it back from the loop to the pants. So I've taken out a few inches here, which should help. So with the bill unfolded and the gimmick ready to go, I'm simply going to hold the bill here, right around waist level. The arm is going to extend. The right hand can add for theatrical effect just by waving over, and the bill will start to fold. Now, people will be naturally drawn in to watch this, so what I do is I take a step back, and I'm going to lean forward, just like that, so my hips can do the work. So rather than extending the arm all the way out, my hips are just moving back, as I move over the bill. And now the arm can just extend just a little bit to get that final fold. And you got the bill folding right in your hand. So one more time.
Now your spectators are going to want to see the $100 bill after it folds on its own, so this is what you do. Before you perform, you fold up a regular dollar bill and keep that in your right pocket. When it's time to perform the $100 bill, you take it out, you get it all set up to go. Now before you do this, direct all the attention to the bill. Your right hand can secretly go into your pocket and take out the $1 bill. All the heat is on this bill anyway, because you can extend the hand and it'll fold on its own. So everyone's watching at that point. Now you've got the bill in your hand with the first finger out. You can wiggle it like that, and they see the bill fold. Rotate it back, the bill folds again. Now all you have to do is turn the hand over. The bill is held to the hand by the thread. So this hand is going to naturally come up toward the bill like it's going to grab it. And you have a no sleight of hand switch where you just turn the hand over. And this thumb of the left hand just holds the bill as it drops down, and it can reach into the pocket to pull out something else, a coin, a deck of cards, whatever you want to go into, your business card, but you can ditch the gimmick in your pocket. Now you've got a real bill to hand out, and they can see it for themselves. If you don't want to rely on the thread to do the switch for you, if you feel more comfortable with this, you can. All you have to do is hold the bill in your hand. This is the real bill with your thumb on top. After the fake bill folds itself up, you simply reach over like you're going to grab it, but you pretend to take this one. The real bill comes into play as the left hand drops down. So from your point of view, it looks like this. One more time. Now from the front, this is what the spectator sees. They see the bill fold up. You've got the fake one here. The $100 bill folds up. You take it, hand it out. When you're handing it out, you can secretly ditch this into your pocket, ready to perform the next time you want to make a dollar bill fold up on its own all by itself. And that is the haunted dollar bill. Here's coin puzzle. I call it 5 coins. It's very fun. It uses 3 coins, pennies, and 2 coins, quarters, okay? 2 silver coins, 3 pennies. Now the object is to get these coins to look like this. Here's the catch. You can't just move them like that. You do it in 4 moves, only 4 moves, and you have to move 2 coins together at as one move, okay? So let me give you an example. This is how we're gonna start. You can move these 2 to this side. That's one move. You can move these 2 to this side if you want. And you can move these 2 to this side if you want. Of course, that doesn't solve the puzzle. It doesn't get into the formation we want. We want this. But you try to figure it out, okay? Remember, coins have to move together as one move, and you only get 4 moves. So pause the DVD right now, get the coins, and try to do it. I'll give you some time to do that. Go right now. Get off the couch, press pause, get the coins. Try it. All right, so you tried to figure this one out. Let me show you how it works. I'll do it real fast, and then I'll show it to you slow, okay? Is that too fast? I'll do it one more time so you can see it.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 moves. Each move has 2 coins. So this is how it works. No magic here. Just got to memorize the sequence. Take these 2 coins, move them over here, leave a nice space. That's 1. Take these 2 coins, move them right here. Okay. That's 2. Move over 1 spot. So you take these 2, move them in between. That's 3. And then move the 2 on the end. Right there. That's 4. Now the reason why people can't figure this out is because they don't realize that if you make room for the coins, you have spaces to move into. Okay? So when you move that first one, you're going to want to imagine about 4 coins in between. Okay? So that will enable you to put these 2 right there. So one more time real fast. If you do it fast, they'll never figure it out. You can do this right in front of them. And that's a little coin puzzle I like to call 5 coins. Here's another coin puzzle. It uses 3 coins. I'm going to use these chips here. The object is to get all of them facing the same way. But here's the thing. You can only move 3 times, and a move equals turning over 2 coins at once. So this is a move, or this is a move, or this is a move. Okay? You have to move 3 times, and at the end, they all have to be facing the same way. They can be tails or heads. It's up to you. Okay? Get 3 coins. Set them up just like this. This is how you start out. 2 heads up, tails in the middle. 3 moves, 2 coins at once equals 1 move. So go ahead, do it. Get up. Get out of here. Go now. Get some coins. Press pause. Go. Put the milkshake down. Go. It'll be fun. Try it. Did you try it? It's really cool. The thing is that when people try this, they don't realize that you can move the same coin twice. So, 1, 2, 3. I'm just turning over this one, turning this one over all 3 times. People will always move their hands around and try to get creative with things. They'll always move around. But it just feels weird when you tell them the rules and you tell them that you can only move 3 times and 2 coins turned over is 1 move. They always switch their hands and they will never stay at 1. So you give them a chance to do it, and this is what it is. Keep the left hand on that coin the entire time. So all you do is move the right hand here, here, and here. And that's it. So let's try it one more time.
That is cool.
1, 2, 3. Try it. Try. Ask someone to do it. I guarantee you it will take them a while to figure this one out. So that was money. Remember, the most important thing is to have fun and connect with your audience. So take these routines, enjoy. I'm Jay Noblezada. Have fun, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, we just ate and we got our bill, and homeboy's gonna come back. This is what I'm gonna do. I got my flash cash gimmick. I'm gonna take 2 of these. Put them right here. 86.52, all right? Let's see if that'll work. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up my gimmick like that with a single bill already in back, and then we'll let him lead with that. And thanks, man.
Right on.